why do we want to trade options as opposed to trading anything else? Well, this is, again, options are not complicated intrinsically. We can say complicated things about options, but that's because they're actually simple. And options can largely be described by their payoff functions, which I imagine most of you have seen a million times. The payoff function for a call, i.e. the value of a call at expiration, is just given by this kink line. So above the strike, the call gives us the rights to buy the underlying at the strike. Above the strike, it makes money as the stock goes up. Below the strike, nothing happens. For a put, it's exactly symmetrical, the opposite thing. And this kind of also tells you that all the power with an option belongs to the buyer, because the buyer can't lose money once they've paid the premium. The buyer has all of the power. They might make money, but they can't lose money. So this is the important thing about options, the fact that you can have a bullish position and a bearish position, because between those two, we can just put them together and get this thing called a straddle. So a straddle is when you buy a put down here and you buy a call, same expiration and the same strike. And this is so important as a structure that the old floor traders would think in terms of straddle values. You wouldn't necessarily know exactly what the Black-Scholes volatility for a certain expiration on a product would be, but you'd know the straddle value. So the first thing a new trader would come into the pit and ask his colleague was, where's the straddle? And don't for an instant think that these old school traders were less sophisticated than we are now. Almost all of the actual trading techniques we use come from these people who were trading in the 70s and the 80s. So if you want to find an unexploited piece of edge, find someone old who's been trading way back before there were computers, before there were even pricing sheets, because this is the sort of knowledge that the market has in a lot of ways built in, but not all of it. And some of their tricks are the kind of things that I think are valuable, but we might forget and have to then relearn. And it's like this in a lot of professions. No one knows how to use a slide rule anymore. And that on its own probably isn't that important, but no one knows how to read a map anymore either. And that's fine as long as GPS is working. But if you end up in an area where there's no GPS, it's a skill that's useful to have. So this is the same with these old school option traders. And the important thing about a straddle is that we've combined a bearish position and a bullish position to make one that has no directional exposure at all.